Hi all, very good evening. Hope you are doing well. So, before starting today's session, let's take a scenario. So, we want to find some files, right? So, we have a file, but we don't know the path. Okay, we have the name. So, how can we find that file easily, right? First scenario, we have the name, but we don't know the path. So, we have to find the path. Okay, that where the file actually located. Second, we don't know the name, we have the file extension only, okay, like files.txt, okay, dot xls, okay, dot py, dot perl, like so. We have the file extend that file extension, but we don't know the name, don't know the path, right? We have only extension, so we have to find files with extension only, right? So this is our second scenario. Third scenario, we don't have file name, okay, we don't have a file that file extension, right? We have the information only that when the file was last modified, right? That file was modified that uh, in last 5 days, okay, file was modified between 5 to 10 days, so like so we have the time duration, okay, that file was modified between this time to this time, right? Next scenario, we don't have file name, we don't have that file path, we don't know the file extension, we don't know when the file was last edited or modified or accessed, okay. We have the file permissions, that file permission is this, right? This is our fourth scenario, okay, that we have the file permission only, that file permission is maybe this, okay. So how can we find files like this, right? What is the solution to find files, okay, like that? If you don't know the name, don't know the, we have only some details, right? We don't have the proper details about a file, okay, or we don't know, or that one more scenario, that we don't know this is a file or directory, right? So what is the command that, how can we find a file, okay? So for this, we have a command, okay, name as find only, okay. So find is a command used to find files or directories, right? So if we have any information about a file, we can find a file easily, right? So suppose I want to find a file, that, so syntax is like so, that find that command name, then I'm just mentioning for your knowledge, okay, that path, what is the find that file path, hyphen name, okay. We are, in the first scenario, we are trying to find a file by name, right? So we have the name, then we are trying to find a file, okay, then file name, hello directory name, right? So we will try to find a file by file name as of now, okay. So this is the syntax, find the command, then slash path, the that where we want to find the files, okay. Then we are trying to find file by name, right? Hyphen name is there, then file name directory name, right? So let's try to find a file. So I'm trying to find a file in the slash the root directory, hyphen name. Some file name is message. So I'm trying to find a file that message. Okay, the file name is message, and in the root that slash in the complete system I want to find a file, right? Let's run. So we find two files with that message name. Okay, one is that verilog message. Second one usrl python. Okay, then on this path, right? So we have two files, right? So we can check the content that which file actually we are trying to find. Okay, so like so. Second, we don't know the name, okay, but we have the extension file. So for extension, we have the ret. We will try to find a file on the same path. Okay, root name double quote star.txt. That's mean the file name may be anything. The file that extension is txt. This is a text file. Okay. Let's run this. See, so we find these many files. Okay, so we have a list of files now. It, we can, and I've taken the output of my command to that name, that name file. Okay, so we can check that file and find which file we are trying to find, right? This is the output of the command that which I run. Okay, so like so we can find files by name. Okay, so it is easy in us, easy to find a file now, right? We can check these files, like which file we're actually looking. Okay, as per third scenario, we have the file modify time, but modify. Okay, so like file was modified before between 5 days, file was modified between 5 to 10 days. Okay, so like so we can also find a file. So let's try to find a file on the slash path hyphen m time. Okay, so m time is used to find file device. Okay, so I'm giving here that. So if I'm giving here m time, so it means it will find the files by that day. Okay, so that find files by day. Okay, so if I will mention there five, so it will find that it will find files that which are modified between these days or access between these days, like so. Okay, so if I mention there that another syntax is to find files by that minute. Okay, that hours. Okay, so if I mention that, okay, so we can provide the minute or that hours there to find a file. So like so. So for now we are trying to find file by day. Okay, so for this we will that mention the date there. Okay, right, that file is modified between 5 days, right? So if I mention there that find, this is the command, slash is the path, hyphen m, the modify time is that 5 means 5 days. Let's run. So there are the dg files which are modified between 5 days. Okay, so if I mention there plus 5, so what now? Suppose that what is the next? So if I'm mentioning that plus 5, so it will find files which are modified that more than 5 days before. Okay, so let's if I mention there 5, so it will find files which are modified before 5 days. Okay, like 6, 7, 8, xyz maybe there. So like so these are the files which are modified before 5 days. Okay, which are modified that, right? So if you want to find files which are modified less than 5 days, the 4, 3, 2, 1, like so. So this is the syntax. Okay, so these are the files which are modified in between 1 to 4. Okay, less than 5 days. So now want to we have the information that file are modified between 5 to 10 days. So if we give our first syntax. So it will find a files which are modified between 5 days, 0 to 5 days, right? So current to 5 days. If I use this one, so it will find files which are modified more than 5 days before, right? If we use this one again, this one, that's name, that it will find files which are modified before 5 days, right? So now what next? So for this we can mention there like our files modified between 5 to 10 days, right? So it will find the files which are modified after 5 days. Okay, again m time my minus 10. Okay, we will find the files which are modified between 5 to 10 days, right? So this is a command which will find the files which are modified from 5 to 10 days, right? So that we are finding files which are modified between 5 to 10 days. So let's run this. So there is no any file which is modified between 5 to 10 days. Okay, so let's make it, uh, we are trying to find which are modified between 3 to 5 days, right? So maximum, that minimum days from where we are trying to find is the 3 days. The file which are modified between 3 to 5 days, this let's try to run. No file is there. Okay, so 1 plus no file is there. That's 1 to 5. No file. So we don't have any files, okay, which are modified, but we can check that which are modified today only. No, I think some issue with my A. Okay, so let's try to find file which are access. The access time is 1 day, right? So access time also access minute. Yeah. So we don't have any file, okay, which are modified within 1 to 5 days or that 5 to 10 days, because this is a new system. So that's why there is a this thing is there. Okay, so second parameter is that we can find files which are modified or accessed by minutes, right? We want to find files which are modified between 10 to 20 minutes, okay, or which are modified that, that before 10 minutes, like so. So for this we have the same, that we have the parameter find the command slash, that this is a path where we want to find the files, hyphen m minutes, okay, that modified by minute, okay, plus 10 means that modifies that before more than 10 minutes, right? So let's check it. These are some system files, okay, which are modified, which are that modified when our system restart, okay, and when we are that running these commands, we are that finding on we are running at the these things. So these commands logs also store in some files, okay, and the find command that take that executing from another place. So these are the files which are accessed and modified that in the backend, okay. So it is showing the list of these command only, right? So we can find files which are modified that by 10 minutes. So like so it will find files which are modified between 10 that within 10 minutes, okay. So no files there which are modified within 10 minutes. No file within that, yeah, 2 3 files are there which are modified within 5 minutes. Okay, so like so we can check. Okay, so now we want to check files which are modified or access within 5 to 10 minutes. So now it will find files which are modified more than 10 minutes. Okay, the modified time is more than 10 minutes. It will find files which are modified with less than 10. This one, okay. So that maximum time is 5 minutes and then 10 minutes. So file which are modified between 5 to 10 minutes will be access like so. So there is no any file which is modified between 5 to 10 minutes. So let's check the access time. If I use to check access, okay, so which are access within 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so there are some that you that run system journal. Okay, so these are that some system files which are accessing, okay, at the backend. So like so. So now we have that our next scenario is to check by permission, right? We have the file permission only. We don't know the name, don't know the path, don't know the access time, modify time, like so. So we want to check files which have the permission, like which have the particular permission or which don't have the particular permission. Okay, so suppose a file have 777 permission, so we want to find files which are having the permission like 777. Okay, so for this the parameter is the same. Hyphen perm is the syntax. Okay, so hyphen perm will is used to check files which have the defined permission. Okay, so it will check all the files which have this permission, right? So if a file if a file have 666 permission, we want to file the files which are having permission 666. So this command will find all the files with the same that 666 permission, right? So just enter. So these are the files which have 666 permission. Okay, so now we want to search the files. Okay, we want to search uh, files. Okay, such files which have 755 permission, right? So these are the files which have 755 permission. Now we want to search a directory. So as I that already mentioned that if you review my last video, then I have defined the D and F. Okay, so D is used for directory, F is used for file. Okay, so if you want to find files, we use the F parameter there. Okay, F parameter there. If we want to find the directory, then we will use D parameter, right? So now we are trying to find files on the folder. The type is a directory and permission 754. So all the directory which have that 754 permission and on path slash. Okay. So trying to find the directory. So these all the directories which have 755 permissions, right? So there are a lot of directory there which have 755 permission, right? So one more scenario there. If that we are searching the file which have exact permission 755. Okay, so suppose we want to find a file or directory the that the file that the permission don't match with the mentioned permission, right? So if a file not that don't have the permission 755 only, which that we want to find, right? So in this scenario, what is the syntax? This is for finding a files which have the same permission that which we are mentioning there. So now we want to find files or directories which don't have the mention permission. Okay. So for this we will use escalation there. So escalation means not equal to, right? If we are using escalations there, okay. So it means it will find of direct files which permission is not match to this condition. Okay. The file which have the permission other than 755 will be displayed now. We will find now. Let's so there are a lot of files which don't have that this permission. So for our, let's see, to check a permission, this is the command which you run there. So we was trying to find files which don't have 754 permission, right? So now I'm taking one file. Okay, I take one random file and ll to check permission and file path. So the file permission, you can see the file permission is that's 644, right? So as per our condition, is correct, which we were trying to find, right? So like so we have a lot of that scenario there which are used to find files okay that so like so I'm creating one text file now for some testing purpose. Okay, so I'm creating some test file from 10. Okay, so I have created 10 test file there, okay, with the test name. So now try to find, I'm going to temp directory now. I'm switching directory, okay, so that our file not on, okay, in the same place. So now try to find, okay, find slash uh, on root folder hyphen type. Okay, there's some network issue. So we create file on root folder, right? On slash root, we have created a file. So we are going to temp now. We are in temp now. You can see our file was in that, that root directory, and we are in temp directory now, right? So now we are trying to find files in the root in the slash, okay, hyphen type files hyphen name test. The files which have test, okay, name we want to find, and we let's try to find. So there are a lot of files which have test, okay, so test, I don't know it will work or not, but let's try. 1 to 10 will not work like so. So yeah, so we have the, okay, let's try on one file only. So I want to try that which files are find by this command. Okay, so the files which have the name test should be delete automatically, okay, or like, so we can run this for that permission base or for that uh, date, time wise, okay. So the files which are that listed with name test should be deleted automatically by this command only. So now what is the syntax? So we use execute on this. So this will, so from there to there, it will find a files. It will find file on slash folder on slash path. Type is the file. Okay, we are trying to find files. The name test. So the file which have test name will execute rm-rf. Okay, rm-rf, that it will remove the file which are listed there, right? So now try to, yeah, okay. Now try to test. So there no any test file. Okay. So but before this there was one test file was there. User been test, right? So like, so we can find files and we can remove. So this is basically used to find files that which are that older than a particular time period. Okay. So in production we use this command to delete, okay, to perform delete on older files which are not required for now, right? So there are a lot of parameter also you can, okay, you can refer to that man page of find files, okay, and you can go through that man page. You will find a lot of option there, right? So yeah, that's it for now, okay. And in the find out, okay, so and now our that new command is that grep. So let's go to the grep man page first. So it's used to print lines matching a pattern. So I think you get the point. So if you want to find a particular word in a file, okay. So we use grep command there. Suppose there is a word message. So if I want to find a message word in file var log message, right? So grep is used to find words inside of files. Okay, so there is no word within a message. Okay, so it's a note also there. So let's try to log. Yeah, so you can see that the when that the word is mentioned there, it's highlighted, okay, inside the file, and the line which have this word is also printed there, right? So when we want to find a word, then we use grep command. Okay, so suppose we don't know the file name but we want to find that word only, so then we will use grep hyphen ri recursively. Okay, and then word slash, it will find a word inside that path. Okay, and it will that print a file name also, right? So you can see that etc slx target continuous file log context have the word where run rsync dot log. Okay, so like so there is a word. So grep is used to find words. If we have a file name, then we can provide the file name, okay, with that complete with the path. If we don't know the file name, then we can that use hyphen ri to find words in within the system. Okay, or within a particular that I want to find word in the home directory. So like so we can find a word also. Okay, so yeah, so today topic why to find words and that file and directory, these all things we cover today. So I believe that you are learning from my videos. So if you really that learning there, so that like the video, comment and share with your friends. Okay, and subscribe the channel. Yeah, thank you. Bye bye.